So, Weidman Salza.
Yeah. That was a really weird finish in the sense that not only was the stoppage kind of weird, but the punch that actually landed on the side of his head. Like when we kept watching it, it didn't look like a hard punch. It wasn't super technical. It literally like hit him right off to the side of his forehead, and then Weidman went down hard, and then he was just grabbing at ankles, and Jacare was like, "Do you want me to hit this guy again?" Because Jacare didn't want to hit him again. He knew what was happening, but it was Dan Mergliata, right? Yeah, he was in there. He kind of let Jacare throw like one more downward punch at him and then called it. But all in all, that was a weird finish. But I believe we said it was either going to be that fight or the Marias fight that was going to be fight of the night, and this one was.
Yeah, we hit that one on the head too. It was a great matchup. It really was. Weidman, I believe, probably came into that third round up on the scorecards. It was close, but I think he was doing a little bit more to control that, and Jacare came out with that punch that must have just hit the sweet spot in his head, and he was out. Props to Jacare for being classy and not wanting to do more damage. He recognized that Weidman was out. Bad call on Dan's part to make him do more damage.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what was actually being said. Maybe Weidman was giving Dan a little bit more that you can't catch through the TV, but from what I saw, it looked like he was definitely out. Unfortunate that Jacare was forced to hit him a couple more times while he was out of it. But, I mean, big win for Jacare regardless.
Big win, and I think he either has a potential #1 contender fight, or he might just sit back and see what happens with the actual fight between Whitaker and Gastelum. So
that's
especially if they make Romero Costa, because that hasn't been announced yet. It was gonna happen, didn't happen, and if they still want that fight to happen, it hasn't been announced yet. It'll happen most likely early next year. But they've already announced Whitaker Gastelum, and so if it happens after that, it makes more sense that Jacare would be in a better position to potentially get that title fight than Romero is, especially given the fact that Romero's already fought and lost to Whitaker twice. So the only way I see Romero getting that is if he fights Costa and knocks him out, and Gastelum were to beat Whitaker, then maybe Romero gets a shot. But Romero's like 40 years old too.
Yeah, so he's if say Whitaker wins, there could be a very real situation where Yoel's waiting to sign this contract to see what happens with this title fight. If Whitaker comes out on top, Yoel may very well say, "All right, I'm gonna jump up to 205 and try my luck there," as opposed to sitting around waiting and fighting for a title shot that may not come.
If there was ever a time to jump to 205, this would be the time too, because we'll talk about DC next, but good likelihood that he doesn't go back to 205. And then you just have Jones-Gus. Jones has hinted about going up to heavyweight.
Yeah.
Who knows if that'll happen, but I mean, at 205, outside of Gus and Jones, there's a big gap between those two and the next, maybe Ali Latifi or Yan, but I think if Yoel goes up, he's got a better shot at getting a title fight than either of those two guys.
Yeah, not to mention, he kills himself to make 185.
True.
So,
he's a big guy.
Yeah, going to 205, you think he's scary now. He could be a nightmare at 205. Who knows? But regardless of all that, if they don't make the Costa fight, Jacare could fight him next to try to get that win back.
He could. That was a very close split decision between those guys. So,
and then Weidman, like I mentioned, I'd match him up with Cannonier.
Yeah, that makes sense.